Okay, let's also now welcome in the management of Suven Life, who's joining us as well this morning. In fact, on their outlook going forward, Venkat, the chairman and CEO, is joining us. All right, Mr. Venkat, just to understand from you firstly, in Q1, commercial quantities shot up by about 98%. Do you think this kind of growth will continue? What will likely be the full year number now going forward?
Thanks for the call, and as you know, the commercial, it will be depend on the marketing of the product. So it will be in a lumpy manner. When it comes, it can be repeat orders, can be yearly basis, or it can be 6 monthly basis, or it can be 18 months basis. This time, whatever the last year we did not do has come into this picture, and we have done very well this time, and the indications are based on the limited visibility we have. This year we're going to do better than last year, almost doubling the volume what we had done last year.
Right, Mr. Jasti, now do you expect sales from specialty chemicals to improve from here on? What's the outlook?
Yeah, I think 5 to 10% only the guidance on that one as of now.
5 to 10% guidance. What about the CRAMS business? Because that had declined in the first quarter. Do you think that we could see a pickup? And what is going to be, the kind of guidance that you're giving for your core CRAMS revenue in FY20?
As you know, in our business model, quarter-on-quarter basis is very difficult to tell. But when it comes to the year-on-year basis, certainly there will be a growth. We expect 15 to 20% growth on the total CRAMS business during this year.
Okay, is availability of raw material a major concern in the CRAMS business? How would you look to secure that? Just talk to us a little bit more about the outlook there.
Yeah, raw material on the basic CRAMS side a little bit affected, but when it comes to the specialty chemicals, it certainly affects us. We are trying to do some backward integration into it. Last year we had some trouble. This year also we have trouble with one of the raw materials, but now that has gone down. I mean, it's stopped a month's delay, it happened. But things are moving well, but anything can happen when we are depending on something else. So if it's a regular product, we try to do the backward integration as a supply chain risk mitigation.
Sure. Also wanted to understand, is Suven starting a backward integration of intermediaries with which is going to then lead to better supply in the future for raw materials?
No, wherever we want to use those materials for ourselves, those are the ones that we're going to do the backward integration, and that way the supply chain, losing opportunity will be not there, and my suppliers, my customers also will be happy that we will not be depending on somebody else. And this we will not be doing fully 100% backup. The backward integration will be to the tune of about 40 to 50%, so that the rest of the time we still keep getting the raw materials. Because when you do the backward integration, your cost of goods will not be the same as the ones when you source it, because that is not your core competence, or it's only a risk mitigation. So that's what we are trying to do for our customer's sake.
What is the update as far as Suven 502, the phase 2A clinical trial, and can that help grow your overall core business?
No, the 502 is phase 2 has finished with 564 patients has been enrolled, and the data will be locked sometime in the first week of September or second week of September, and the outcome will be end of the September or in the first week of October. It will not give you any immediate CRAMS side business. It is only if its data is good, then we have the monetizing opportunity opportunity by licensing that compound to big pharma, because a phase 3 has to be done, which will cost roughly $250 to $300 million. So that's not in our scope at this time. So right away you don't get the opportunity, but the monetization opportunity is there for the licensing if the data is good.
Okay, and the company is looking at Capex in FY20. Just take us through, what's on the radar there. Do you think formulations plants at, Pashamalaram or the block at Visakhapatnam will need strong Capex going forward?
Yes, we have a Capex about 300 crores planned. Out of that, 110 crores has been spent in Pashamalaram in a building a occupational exposure level 4 facility that will be up and running by the end of this year. And in Visakhapatnam, the new block will be under construction, and it will be it will be up and running by the middle of next year. It will cost another 110 crores. That will be for the intermediaries. And the Pashamalaram will be spending about 90 crores for the formulation development center for manufacturing purpose, because our NDAs which we have, ANDAs which we have filed will be hopefully coming to operations by the middle of next year, so that this plant will be useful for commercial manufacturing and supplying on a profit sharing basis.
Let's talk about the outlook on your margins as well. You have managed to, beef up your margins quite significantly in the first quarter at 29.9% nearly. Do you think that this trajectory of margin growth can continue, given that you're talking about, your specialty chemical sales doing well, traction in the CRAMS side of the business? What can we see when it comes to margins?
As you know, the margins are a basis of the product mix that is available during the manufacturing stages. If a more number of phase 1 projects are there, the margins are less, and if there's a more number in phase 2 and phase 3 and commercial, then the margins are better. As of this year, with the limited outlook of next 6 months we have, the margins will continue to be in the same range, maybe a little bit better in the next quarter.
Okay, that's the view coming in on the overall margin picture. But can you just tell us a little bit more about whether there are any, acquisitions or any joint ventures, product patents that are lined up for the company?
Product patents are always there, because these are going on forever. Since 2005, we've been developing molecules. We have 13 molecules in the pipeline. 4 are in the clinical trials. Second one is starting the phase 2 proof of concept clinical study, that is G3031 during this month. That's for narcolepsy, that is excessive daytime sleepiness. And 2 other molecules, one for the major depressive disorder and another for the cognitive impairments, will be sometime in 2020. So patents are all a regular feature, and there is no immediate acquisition as of today. Our aim is to, whatever the leverage exercise we are doing on the ANDA front, we are beefing up that portfolio. By the next year, we should have 20 ANDAs in the pipeline.
Fair enough. Thanks for joining in and giving us a sense of how business is shaping up, the outlook on your margins, as well as product patents and what's lined up. Suven Life absolutely flat in today's session.